GT Divide Podcast coming to another episode. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, continuing to rock with me. Um, so this happens again. Trump, they tried to assassinate this man again. He's playing golf. They heard a couple gunshots. Secret Service saw a weapon. They're saying it was a AK-47 or some type of assault rifle in the bushes. They got a lead on the vehicle that the individual was in. Um, he's a white male. His name is Ryan Ralph. I think that's how you say his last name. So they found the vehicle he was in. They got him in custody. So now they're just kind of trying to figure out what happened. This is unprecedented. It never happened before in United States history that we've had a presidential nominee with an attempted assassination on him twice in a span of months. Um, I'm gonna let them talk about it. And I'm gonna kind of talk about it a little bit. Um, but yeah, we're in some times where things are going to get a little chaotic. I don't know how they, but you have to understand that a a current president gets more protection than a prior president. So obviously, like Biden's going to have more protection than Trump is because Trump was a prior president, right? So he gets protection, but not to the extent or the level that the presidential candidate or the president does, even though he's a presidential candidate.
As there has been another attempt to assassinate former President Donald Trump. The would-be assailant is in custody this morning. Let's bring in Fox's Doug Luzader joining us live in Washington, D.C. Doug, good morning.
Good morning.
So there are renewed questions now about protection protocols because we know that there are kind of commercial streets right on either side of this golf course. Perhaps that's how he got in. We just don't know. But the question everybody's asking this morning is how was he able to get in?
Yeah, I guess, the good news is that there was a Secret Service agent that according to reports, spotted this weapon and he took action before anything happened. It does raise questions about why more perhaps wasn't done at the perimeter of this golf course to ensure that no one was there. The kind of bubble that surrounds a former president is not the same as that surrounds a current president. Now, the thinking on that may change. It's difficult to say, but at some point you can't close every single road around a former president. So this is where there's a real balancing act that the Secret Service has to pull off here. Did they do enough? That's going to be one of the questions, no doubt, moving forward. As Congress, for one, is already investigating that first assassination attempt in Pennsylvania, just over 2 months ago.
And you have to think, you've got to wonder what this guy was thinking. He said somebody tried it before, now I'm going to try it again. We know that there are copycats out there, right? But the bigger question is what does this mean for former President Donald Trump moving forward as he continues to campaign as we head into November?
Well, there's no indication this is going to change the campaign schedule. We don't know anything as far as that's concerned, but it certainly does.
So just to kind of piggyback off the first part, this is the second attempt, obviously. They're still investigating, so they don't really know why this Ryan guy, did it. They don't know. Secret Service did a better job this time. They got on top of it. There are some people that said that they heard a couple gunshots, and then this guy, I guess he left his gun in the bushes, took off in a vehicle, but they were able to apprehend him a little bit later on down the road. So they did some good work to get this guy in custody to figure out what's going on, what happened. And like you said, you can't really protect the vice president like you do the current president. So they can't block off and shut down everything. But it is becoming intensely dangerous for Donald Trump. And it begs the question. And I've kind of asked this question to people that in my circle, for them to be putting, for people to be putting this on, it could just one of two things are happening here. One, somebody wants him out, right? And that could be somebody in the government. That could, it could be somebody in that realm wants him out of the way. Two, the media has created so much hate for him, calling him racist and all this stuff, and that the people develop a level of hate that they're taking matters into their own hands to try to get him taken out. Personally, I believe that there's something else going on here. And I think it's more scenario one. I think that they want him out the way for a reason. There's got to be a reason for them to come after this guy this hard. Polling wise, he's kind of a tick ahead. It's a tight race polling wise, but I mean, you never know with the polls, man. You could be I mean, it's a guessing game. It depends on the crowd that you get that day. When you poll them, they call people to try to figure out who they're voting for. People can lie. I mean, there's a whole bunch of factors that go into place from a polling standpoint. So I personally believe that the race is tight, but I think that there's an agenda being pushed here. I'm not a fan of Kamala because I'm not in belief that you can have people twerking up on stage at your rally, and that's the description of the depiction of black people that you get. So I've never been a fan of her anyway. But they obviously had a plan, and you can go back to the fact that she didn't even do well in the primary. She wasn't voted in by Democrats. So in the primary when she ran against Biden, she dropped out fairly quickly. She didn't even have a chance, right? And then she gets ushered in now. Like, what? I mean, I mean, it comes so late, but I think they knew that this was going to happen all along. So there's definitely something going on inside the government to where they want Trump out. Um, Again, this is unprecedented. I mean, you never had multiple assassination attempts on a prior president who's running for president again. And the thing about Trump is that the Republicans have picked him going back to 2016, right? 2016 they picked him. He got voted in. 2020 they picked him again to run up against Biden. They wanted him to run against Biden. So, and then again this time around they brought he's their guy, right? And I don't think you can say the same about Kamala from a presidential standpoint. And so with this happening, this definitely shows that there's something going on. There's a reason why they don't want him in the office. Um, and then it's crazy because you got people out here that are happy that people are trying to kill this guy. You got dumb liberal democratic people that are, oh man, it's the on the first one they were like, man, I'm mad that he missed. Like that's the type of mindset that we have going on here. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous mindset. Um, People should not think like that. And so as we kind of go on um, with Ryan Ralph and try to figure out what's behind him, um, we may be able to get some answers as to what's going on here. We may not, though. I mean, we may not. There's a possibility that we may not be able to get the answers that we're looking for. But I will say this: they did a better job of protecting them this time. Better protocols in place. Um, I just hope that we can get through election season without something catastrophic happening, because I feel like we're inching towards something. Because elections in November, we're already almost to the back end of, we're in the middle of September. I mean, so we got like 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Um, but before we get to that point, it's discouraging because being a member of law enforcement, we got to be prepared for whatever may happen. And there's no telling. I mean, there is no telling what's going to happen. If he ends up getting shot and killed, ain't no telling what's going to happen inside America if that happens. And so there's the what if he loses the race, or what if he wins the race? If he wins the race, are they going to amp up the heat on trying to get him out or trying to take him out? Like, there's a whole lot of things at play that we ain't even got to the point of even getting to having a conversation about that. It's literally at the point where we are going through things right now. Things are being pushed, so we haven't had the opportunity to really dive in, and so we don't even get that opportunity yet. And so it's crazy that we're even here, but I think that it gets crazier going forward. So I think you guys just be careful and watch out. Just be prepared, because we don't know what's going to happen. At this point in time, we don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes we don't know about. So you got to be prepared, guys. Be prepared. I'm obviously voting for Trump 2024. I want the economy to go back to the way it was when he was in office. Cheaper taxes, easier to buy homes, things like that. He's not the type of guy that's just going to give away money. When you give away money, somebody foots the bill, right? So when our government is big spending overseas, we're sending billions to other countries. We're bringing in migrants, spending billions on them coming over. Like, somebody has to foot the bill, and this is money that the government says we don't have, yet they're still spending it. And so hopefully we can get some change up there, but we'll see what happens, guys. But if you like my content, like, subscribe, share, please. I appreciate you guys. This is GT the Vibe Podcast. I'm out.